Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry Muktasimov and I'm learning machine learning. And I want to actually improve my learning speed by using Feynman technique, which is simply a technique when you don't just learn what you need to learn, you should also explain it to somebody else. So this means that if you can explain something, then it means that you actually learn that. Well, explaining something to myself is not much fun, so I decided to record these videos just to explain to a wider audience, maybe get some feedback, and maybe we can learn together. All right, today I'm going to explain a very simple topic just as a first try of recording a video. And I should tell that I'm approaching to machine learning from different angles. One of them is by reading a book. I took the first book that I'm going to read and try to understand. It's called Deep Learning, and it's published by MIT Press. I'll post a link below. It's a free book. You can just access it online and read and learn the deep learning. Another angle I'm tackling it is by watching YouTube videos. Well, a StatQuest channel is really good, and I'm going to post a link below the video. And the other angle that I tried a few years ago is just by actually practicing the deep learning artificial networks, like using various Python libraries like Keras and others. Yeah, I haven't resumed that exercise yet. So I'm more in learning the theory right now. So today I'm going to explain a super simple topic, which is vector. Well, my background actually software development and programming, and the other part of like I learned what is vector in school. And when I see this term vector, in context of deep learning, it's made me, feel like a little bit confused, because what I know of vector is like what I learned it from geometry and mostly from physics. Is a vector is just a line. Oh, okay, it's just a line with an arrow, so it has a direction and a length, and it has it has a beginning and the end, and it has a direction. So when I see a vector and then I see a bunch of numbers, well, I get a little bit confused. And from the other angle, because of my area of experiences is software development, and I see a bunch of numbers, I just imagine an array in my head. So, but in the context of deep learning of the mathematics, the vector is actually a bunch of numbers. So basically, what they say is if you say v is a vector, it just numbers like a1, a2, etc., an. And usually a vector is represented like this, like a column. And what I learned more is that there are actually two types of vectors: the column vector like this and row vector. It's, if you say this is column vector, column, vector. And we can say another vector. Let's say it's v1. This is v2. Row vector. When numbers are written in a row. This a2. Put a comma here. And like this. But usually this column vector is meant because what I can imagine is the reason why we use this column vector is to be compatible with matrix representation, where we actually have first the matrix. If we say a matrix like matrix A, it could be something like this: A, comma 2, A, comma 1, A, like this, A, and comma 1. And then we can continue here, A2, comma 1, A2, comma 2, and AN, comma 2. And then we continue and we have AM, comma 1, AM, comma 2, AM, comma AM, like this. M and AN, comma M. So basically, we need to represent a vector like a column vector because we want to be compatible with how the matrices are represented. So basically, we can say that a vector is actually a one column matrix. So, and the indexes of the elements, they just match. So basically you see here A1, comma 1. This means that this is row 1, column 1. And if you see here, and here also, in vector, you see row 1. And for matrix, if you take a look at the second element, another element, so basically it's again A2, comma 1, second row, first column. And for the vector, we have only 2 here because we know that the vector, it's just a list of numbers, and if it's column vector, we just have 1 column. So we skip the second index because it's the same. So basically, you see here, we say like it's a row number, and so on. So I think this is the main reason why vectors represented like column vectors. But this is not very convenient, right? So when you write a book or somewhere, that's not convenient because it takes too much height. That's why people invented to represent the same vector just by putting a transpose operator on it, like this. But this is like, if you are familiar with Python, this looks like a Python list, right? So this list of numbers. Well, this made another confusion for me. So basically, when I heard the term vector, I imagined just this line with an arrow, And then when I saw the representation of the vector, I just saw there's a bunch of numbers which looked like an array to me, and this caused the total confusion to me. And now that's pretty clear, because so the vector is just a list of numbers. And actually, why the term vector was chosen is has a pretty simple explanation. For example, let's take a two-dimensional plane like this, and we have these Cartesian coordinates like x and y. And a vector actually is defined by numbers that we can put on Cartesian plane. For example, we say that it's a1 on x coordinate and a2 on y coordinate. And then we can say that let's say this is vector v3. And then we can say that vector v3 is equal to a1, a2. That's it. So basically, this is a connection between geometrical vector and the vector that is used for explaining the deep learning. All right, so, and this is two-dimensional. If we say like, let's put a three-dimensional vector, like in 3D coordinates, you want to put a vector in 3D coordinates, and what can be like this representing a vector that is more than 3 dimensions in space is quite hard for human perception. But for calculations, sometimes we need more than 3 dimensions. Like the simplest example is space and time, right? So something can be somewhere in space and at certain point of time, but it can be somewhere else in space at another point, at another moment of time. And there can be more of that, you can, I don't know, you can characterize the object with a bunch of attributes, like if you take a glass, for example, a glass of water, and it can have different characteristics like color, opaqueness, transparency. Let's say transparency, color, height, weight, any other dimensions of the size. So basically this is like, and we can have a bunch of different glasses of different colors, different weights, different heights, different transparencies, and all of this, any glass can be described by a set of these attributes, and we can use a vector for it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, please post them below. If I was wrong about something, that's great, point it out. I will fix it in the next video. And if you want other topics to be covered, also post them in comments. Yeah, it would be great to get a feedback from you. Thanks a lot.